The Palace of Westminster, the heart of political life in the British capital, and now the centre of what the police have described as a major incident, in their words, terrorism. The car, surrounded by emergency workers, had, according to a variety of witness reports, zigzagged up Westminster Bridge, ploughing into pedestrians. Here it can be seen on the pavement to the left of a cycle lane, well away from the actual road. A Reuters photographer who was on the scene when it happened took a number of pictures portraying the horrific aftermath. One person was thrown down a set of stairs from the bridge onto the walkway beneath. A woman's body could also be seen from the air under the back wheels of a London bus. She died at the scene, just a couple of 100 metres from the major hospital many others were taken to. Some injuries were described as catastrophic.
Basically, we were just coming across the bridge and then we just heard a bang and then we just saw 3 people in the road. And then someone called out if anyone got first aid experience and a couple of us went running to help see what we could.
I could hear screams and then we heard gunshots again, and as we looked along the bridge, because we were only crawling along the bridge, there was bodies literally.
Must have been about 10 bodies.
10,
yeah,
12 bodies,
shot,
all in different
just lying
places.
in different places along the bridge.
Being shot, yeah.
Video taken by a former Polish foreign minister emerged of the attempts made by members of the public to administer first aid to the seriously injured on Westminster Bridge, directly underneath the iconic tourist attraction of Big Ben, before the emergency services arrived. But that wasn't all. In what appeared to be part of the same incident, a police officer was attacked with a large knife inside the grounds of the Palace of Westminster. The attacker was then shot by armed police. Members of Parliament were kept locked inside the chamber of the House of Commons for their own protection and were only let out 2 hours later. By then, the police had asked the public to help them piece together what had happened by sharing any pictures they had or any other information.
Since 2:40 this afternoon, the MPS has responded to an incident in the area of Parliament Square, and the Senior National Coordinator had declared this a terrorist incident. And although we remain open-minded to the motive, a full counter-terrorism investigation is already underway. This is led by the Met's Counter-Terrorism Command.
Pictures emerged of the panic that followed the attacks and the frantic police response to get on top of the situation. As the public fled, so the emergency services moved in to put into effect major instant work they had trained for over and over again. A wide cordon was thrown around the area. All the roads were closed. No underground trains stopped. People described a sense of eerie quiet as efforts were made to keep people alive on Westminster Bridge. And in the last few minutes, this first image emerged of the suspect being treated for his injuries. This will be the main focus of the investigation. Who is he? Lawrence Lee, Al Jazeera.
Well, our correspondent Jonah Hull has been in Westminster through the course of the afternoon. He spoke to an eyewitness at the scene.
I was down at the other bridge when all of a sudden I heard all the ambulances and police cars go past. And I thought, well, something's happening, so I'll go have a look. And as I was walking up the steps, there was a gentleman down near the side of the bridge. I don't know if he'd fallen over, if it...
On Westminster Bridge behind you here?
No, actually on this level here.
Oh,
so
right.
he'd actually fallen and landed on this bit. He was being looked after by paramedics. Then as I walked up the step, there was a lady, I don't know if she'd been stabbed or shot, just quite upset.
That's all right, take your time, take your time. So we're talking about 3 people that you saw?
There was at least 5.
At least 5 people?
Yeah, there was some person laying in the road, and there was people around there. There was a person laying against the bridge, and so there was at least 5.
And had you heard anything in the moments immediately preceding that, gunshots or anything of the sort?
I didn't hear anything like that, no. For me, it was just the ambulances and the police car that sort of like distracted me, and the fact that no vehicles was moving on the bridge, I was like, oh, something's happened.
Yeah.
Good evening, my name's Mark Rowley. I'm the National Head of Counter-Terrorism Policing, and I'm also Acting Deputy Commissioner. I want to make a statement about this afternoon's events, and I'm going to try and cover 3 main areas. What we know about the incident, the ongoing operation, and what London can expect over the coming days. As you know, we've declared this as a terrorist incident, and the Counter-Terrorism Command are carrying out a full-scale investigation into the events today. The attack started when a car was driven over Westminster Bridge, hitting and injuring a number of members of the public, also including 3 police officers on their way back from a commendation ceremony. The car then crashed near to Parliament, and at least one man, armed with the knife, continued the attack and tried to enter Parliament. Sadly, I can confirm that now 4 people have died. That includes the police officer who was protecting Parliament and 1 man we believe to be the attacker who was shot by a police firearms officer. The officer's family have been made aware. At least 20 people have been injured. As part of long established and well-rehearsed plans, Parliament has been locked down and the Met responded in line with our plans for a marauding terrorist attack. That response included uniformed and specialist firearms officers. We now, of course, have an ongoing operation, and whilst we currently believe there was only 1 attacker, I am sure the public will understand us taking every precaution in locking down and searching the area as thoroughly and exhaustively as possible. And I know that the officials working within Parliament and public in the area completely understand the need to do this, and I thank them for their patience and their support. This investigation has the full weight and expertise of the Counter-Terrorism Command behind it. And if there are people who saw the events unfold today that haven't yet spoken to us, I would urge them to get in touch. A crime scene will remain in place in the affected areas in Westminster, and as you'll understand, it's vital we carry out a painstaking investigation to recover all the possible evidence. Looking forward, throughout the rest of the day, including when people are commuting home, and indeed over the days that follow, the people of London will see extra police officers armed and unarmed on our streets. This includes our officers working longer hours and extra shifts alongside our colleagues from British Transport Police and the City of London. And of course, as you're aware, we can call on the support of the military should we need to at a future point. We are also in the process of opening up our casualty bureau to help those people who are worried about friends and family who may have been caught up in the attack. Furthermore, we're reaching out to communities and community leaders across London to reassure them. Our strength as a city depends on our ability to stand together at such terrible times. If anyone sees anything suspicious or anything that causes concern, please do contact us, don't hesitate. My thoughts are with all those who have been affected by today's attack, and as a service, we've lost one of our own as he acted to protect the public and his colleagues. This is a day we planned for, but we hope would never happen. Sadly, it's now a reality. We will continue to do all